Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to Drop an Anchor Podcast. I'm Dr. Ellyn.
I'm Foxxcee.
And we are here to promote personal growth and development with a little Dr. Ellyn energy.
And a lot of Foxxcee flavor.
So let's go.
All right, before we get started, we do need to give a shout out to Destiny Cloud Sessions because without them, we wouldn't be here.
Amen.
We're going to drop all of this in case you need a podcast session or even photography, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll put all the studio information, and also please take the time to like, subscribe, and turn those post notifications on so that way you don't miss an episode.
Let's get to it.
All right, what are we talking about today?
Oh my gosh. So, we've been talking a lot about fear, self-confidence, and now, in our conversation the other day, we figured the next topic should be keeping commitments.
Exactly.
Because now that we have overcome some of the fear, and now we're confident because we love who we see, right? We want to go ahead and talk about now, how do we set goals and keep our commitments once we, set those goals. Right.
Yeah, because like we said in the other episode, and if you haven't watched that, please go ahead and do so now. Or no, not now, after this. But
don't go away, okay?
In order to build self-confidence, you have to keep the commitments that you make to yourself. So keeping commitments is very important because that's building your confidence or what have you. So why are we excited about that? I know I'm excited about it.
Right. So, I'm excited about it because doing this podcast and these topics makes me take a look at myself.
Right.
Like, I hold myself accountable because how can I talk to you or
anybody else for that
or
matter.
the audience and I'm just sitting here falling short of my commitments.
Right.
So it does make me take a hard look at myself and say, hey, am I keeping my commitments? Am I falling short? Where am I? So that excites me because it's accountability for me.
I think I'm excited because when we sat down and discussed launching this podcast, we made commitments to be our authentic self, to be relatable, and to share experiences. And we're here doing that today.
Absolutely.
And right now. So we're keeping our commitments, and now we're sharing tips on how you to keep your commitments. So it's like a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
We're winning, right?
Absolutely.
I need to take a drink on that.
You know what? I think that, cheers. Hold on.
Hold that thought.
Un momento. So,
also,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, also to me, I feel like keeping your commitments is like the ultimate act of self-love because you are proving to yourself that you have, you're building that, I guess it's just building confidence and building value, giving yourself value because you set something out to do it and you actually followed through with it, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right. For me, it's like, oh my gosh, being able to celebrate myself every time I get ready to, that I complete a goal. Or I'm a list maker, right? So I always have a list, even if I don't go back to it right away, I always have a checklist. And then to be able to go back and say, let me check in with myself and being able to say, yes, I did that.
I did that. It makes you feel good.
And then, oh my God, I got to make a new list. So that is incredible. But really just being in tune with keeping the commitments and having everything aligned. Okay. I mean, have you guys ever experienced a situation where everything just completely fell into place? Like when you look up, you're like, okay, I tried that and that succeeded. And then I did that and that succeeded. And now this is happening.
And that's where you feel good about yourself and you build the confidence and you're about to go out there and kick ass every single time.
Because you're in alignment. And that just means that you're focused, you're taking care of business, and you're bossing up, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that is what we're trying to get everybody to do and keep ourselves doing because believe me, it is challenging for us to get in here and stay on task because we have so many other things going on that we have to come in and get this podcast done. But at the end of the day, it keeps us in alignment, right? Mm-hmm. It really does. So I'm grateful to this whole process. And I'm just looking forward to it getting better and better because the more aligned we become, the better the podcast and the better the material we can provide for you guys. So thanks for just chiming in and letting us figure this whole thing out.
We need a name for our subscribers because we're talking to these people and we're trying to make this personal, but we need a name. We have
subscribers?
We better have subscribers. We better
We just doing this to hear ourselves talk.
No, so I think we should come up with some kind of contest, because if we can't come up with the name, maybe our subscribers can come up with the name, but we want you guys to be our family. So we don't want to just
Absolutely.
be saying, and y'all, and y'all, and y'all.
No,
y'all.
because I want to be able to say such and such. Hey,
Yeah, like-
sister girl. You know what I mean? Like, because at some point,
Nieces, nephews,
okay,
something.
So
So
yes.
we'll come up with that for the next podcast.
Okay, that'll be good.
right.
But you know, we are, what are we? Sister cousins,
Sister cousin,
We
aunties.
something. We something, right?
So y'all could just be the nieces and nephews.
or something like
I need it to be something a little snazzy, a little foxier than that, though.
Tell
So-
me what you guys think. We want you to tell us, right?
So leave some comments below, but we're gonna come up with some type of contest, because we need to put it out there and pick the winner.
And give you guys some good stuff.
Yeah, we got some good stuff.
Right? Okay.
But before we get into that kind of good stuff, let's bring it back down to the tips on how to help our, right now you just subscribers.
Right?
No, your family. So how to help our family keep their own commitments.
Okay, so for me, I have to give a personal example. One of the greatest challenges I had, and I still deal with it a little bit, is saying no.
Okay.
Because I wear a lot of hats in my work, the field I work in as a coach, a mentor, alignment specialist, all of these things. So I'm
Right.
constantly helping people. I'm always in a helping role. And somebody always needs my assistance, right? And it brings me joy and happiness and warms my heart when I can actually help somebody.
So you just keep doing it.
Exactly.
And, keep doing it
And
keep
then I
doing it.
realize, hello,
What about you?
what about your commitments? What about the things, the goals that you've set for yourself? You're so busy taking care of other people that you forget about yourself a lot
And
of
that's
times.
why I said it is an ultimate act of self-love. And it's not selfish to have self-love, but you can't love on and help everybody
Exact-
else without bringing
Hello?
it back home. Right.
Hello. So for me, I had to learn how to say no. And not a hard no, meaning I'm not going to do it.
Like, I don't
But-
care, no.
Right.
Not that
But a
kind of
no that means I'm setting boundaries and I'm going to focus on myself
Right.
a lot so that because I know that if I focus on myself, I'm going to help everybody else. But if I do it the other way around, I miss
You
myself.
miss yourself.
Yeah, so
that's not
that
good.
hard no is challenging, you know, and at first people didn't get it because I never said no before.
Just don't give it to me.
Right. Well, come on now. You gonna get the no. But that was one of my greatest challenges.
Right.
And so, but I also had to realize that in doing so, I was taking care of myself, the self-care piece of it,
Self-care,
right? And that enables me to better help and take care of the other people because now my goals are set. I'm achieving stuff. You know, we're all
it's like a
growing
domino
together.
effect.
Exactly. Instead of the other way around. So that was something that I needed to, to do. And I wanted to share that just in case anybody is experiencing that where you're a helper and you just don't have the no in you. Get you a
But-
no.
Get you a no.
Okay.
And it's
And
not
use it.
selfish.
And then too, what you'll find is people will figure it out.
Right.
Because they start to ask you some ridiculous stuff.
Well, because now they're dependent on you because
Exactly.
they know they're going to go to you and you're going to do it.
Exactly.
So they're
I've
not
had
learning
questions
anything at all.
What time should I call the office to the what? What do you mean? What time? When do they open? I don't know. Like, it's crazy stuff. People want me to problem solve. I appreciate you, clients.
Right.
Trust me. But come on now. You can't have all of me. I need
Because
a little bit.
they're solely dependent on you and want you to do everything.
Exactly. So, do you have something like that you have experienced?
I don't have a problem saying no. I'm just saying.
Well, that's
No.
because you. Never mind.
For me, keeping
Never
my
mind.
right? For me, the way that I keep the commitments that I make to myself is my power list.
Okay.
So I've learned from one of the podcasters that I listen to and also being a part of the First Form family, Andy Frisella has talked about a power list. And what that is 5 tasks that are non-negotiable that you write down and you have to complete those tasks every single day. And you can write it down in a book or on Post-its, however you want to do it. But after you complete those tasks, you check it. And then at the end of the day, you either get a W or an L. And nobody wants to be, I ain't no loser, okay? We trying to, West Side. No. We trying to win. So it keeps me accountable because I feel like if I write this down, I got to do it.
Right.
And then once I go through it and I check, like you were talking about the list earlier, and I check it off, I feel more accomplished.
Yes.
And for me, it's also starting a routine. So I brought my actual power list. Just a regular notebook, okay? And I just want to show y'all.
I don't think that's a regular notebook because I see a picture on the front.
Well, I had to Foxxify it. What you think? So you see, can y'all see? I got little W's. I got some W's.
I see an L.
Okay, so I am human. I'm human, but I'm honest. And then when I had that L, I had to come back with some more W. But what had happened was, the point of it is to keep going.
Right.
You are human. You're going to have some L's. But when I see that L, then mentally I push harder the next day.
Right.
So some of the things that I have on my power list just to share, since we're being our true, authentic self, 6 a.m. in the morning, I got to wake up. I am not a morning person. So if I put it on my power list to wake up at 6 o'clock, then I got to do it. And I hate it. But now it's becoming a rhythm. Not too much of a rhythm because it's still on my power list.
Right.
So even for me, like some people I believe change their power list, but for me, I keep it the same until it becomes a habit.
Right.
And I don't
And
just write,
that's what, 28 days?
and
at least?
At least. And I don't write it down. I don't write it down once for the week and then look at it for the rest of the week. I write it down every single day
Right.
because I need to rewrite it so it is
It gives
ingrained
you
in my
life.
brain.
It gives it
exactly.
life, shall I say.
So 6 a.m. wake up. I have to waist train for 6 hours because I'm trying to eat super snatched. I have to do a 20-minute walk. I got to do my Kegels because Kegels are important. I'm just saying. I'm telling you.
For those who don't know, go look it up.
And then I have to do my daily prayer and affirmation. So I check those off every single day. And then once it becomes a habit, then I'll add something else to my power list. But this is how I stay committed to myself.
Yes.
And the next thing I'm going to put on my power list is to make up my bed every morning.
You're a slob.
I know. Well, my husband does it right before we get in the bed. And so he'll make up the bed at like around 8:30. And I'm like, what's the purpose? Because we got to get in the bed.
I can't sleep in a messy bed. My feet aren't right. The covers
But I think it really makes more sense for me to do it in the morning. I'm getting there.
Why can't you do it twice? He does it before bed. You do it in the morning.
If I do it before bed, what is the point?
He does it before bed.
Okay, but we're going to have to talk about that. Because I'm confused. If I do it in the morning, what does he need to do it before bed for?
Well,
it should already be done.
The days that you might miss, I'm just saying, keep it in your head. It's on your power list.
It ain't on my power list just yet.
Put
And
it
now
on
you're
there.
making me think secondly twice about putting it on my power list. We just going to put that to the side.
Okay. So, you were talking about the L's.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want to be an L.
Right. But I would look at that as a setback, right? Now, some people would let that distract them or thwart their progress. But just like you stated, you got to keep
keeps you
going.
motivated.
You keep putting it on the list until it becomes a W, right?
Right.
So I have a couple tips that I wrote down. Do you mind? Because I'm going to need my phone because I need to share this with you. I don't want to miss it now. Okay, so Dr. Ellyn, tips.
All right. Tip number 1.
Overcoming setbacks. Okay, first one, do not place blame. It's no one's fault that you had a setback. It simply means that you need to shift a little bit. Something happened or something, life happens.
Learn from it.
And so, exactly. So we want to start with not placing blame on anything, right? Second, we have to realize that setbacks are normal. We are human. We make a plan. Life happens in between that.
L's. I had some L's.
And we just have to realize it's normal. So you don't have to blame yourself. You just go back in, pick yourself. What did Leah say? Dust yourself off and try again. What she say? Okay, that's what she's talking about.
Take accountability.
Right? Exactly. Another tip would be take time to understand why it happened. So if or when it happens again, you will know how to deal with it,
right,
or how to pivot in the moment.
Now
so you don't go down the same path.
Preparing yourself
preparation.
to make sure that you don't make the same mistake twice.
Exactly. Another one would be to realize that the setback is temporary.
Okay.
So learn the lesson, add it to your toolkit so that you can use it as a building block.
That makes sense.
So that you can grow from it, right? Mm-hmm. So we want to just ultimately not let it stop our progress. So hopefully those few tips will help you.
You just said something that made me think about something that we might need to define. Because when we talk about anchors, people might think that anchors is like, with the ship, they leave it there and it's anchored you there. That's really, I mean, we want to talk about the other kind of anchor, the anchor.
Well, the thing about it is the anchor, the symbol of an anchor, it symbolizes stability, right? It puts you in place, it builds you up, it's strength. But what we know in life, those same things that anchor us are not always positive.
Right.
So we're not talking about the positive anchors that help us grow and be stable. We're talking about those things that are anchoring us in place that are negative and make us stagnant. So we're not growing because we have those. So those are the anchors that we are talking about dropping.
Right.
And so we just want to be clear to know that, because drop an anchor, wait, what does that mean?
Exactly.
It means that we are here to promote personal growth and development. And in doing so, we're trying to tackle topics that have you stuck
and stagnant.
And those anchors that have you stuck are the ones we want to get rid of.
And that's why we're going to give you the tips so you can...
And the tools.
And the tools to drop that anchor.
Right? Okay.
All right. So anything else? Do you have any final thoughts, or did we pretty much cover it all?
I mean, I think this one was really productive. I think we gave some really good tips. Nothing else is coming to mind for me at this point.
Man, me either. I just want to remind everybody to keep the commitments that you make to yourself, because that helps build self-trust and self-confidence, which helps eliminate fear and doubt and that whole trickle effect of everything that we've been talking about.
You know, you are just standing up and being who you are.
And if you're losing, you are learning.
Exactly. And you're growing. So please do not let a setback
set you back.
That part right there, I like it.
Right?
I like it. Come on now, Foxxcee.
Okay. I told you, Foxxcee flavor.
At least this time I'm supposed to drink after. Okay.
Yeah, I did that.
So thank you again for joining us. We appreciate all of your time, and hopefully we said something today that will just spark something in you to just keep it going, keep building, keep growing, and keep being authentically you.
And please make sure, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and stop off at our Instagram, dropananchor.podcast, and also to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And today what anchor are we dropping? See? You see what happens?
I didn't write it down. That's why I didn't write it down. You know,
So we are dropping the anchor of commitment. Failing
to keep the commitments that we make to ourselves.
All right, we love you. Thank you so much.